I was so inspired by, what's her name, ScrappinhappyXO. I was so inspired by her tassel she made, because it was so pretty and so full of different ribbons and laces and, you know, other trims and that, and I thought I'd really like to make my own, but I didn't have like a tassel end or anything that could sort of be transformed to look like one. So I got my clay out and decided to make my own. So I've used a white Fimo. These are the same. Yeah, and I keep them bagged separately. So I used a lump of white, and I've also, this is to get this colour by the way. So the next thing I did was I snapped this in half. So this is like a barbecue skewer, and you can see it's got a pointed end. And I've made a couple of shapes of for my tassel top, and these are, as you can see, out of foil. Now they're two different widths, so it's going to be so the bigger one with the bigger hole in the bottom, because this is the bottom, will hold more braids and lace and what have you, whereas this one would be quite a long skinny one, as you can see. But anyway, I'm not sure if I've made up enough clay to make two, but I'll start with a fat round one for now, and get modelling some clay around it to make a shape. So you'll have to bear with me. I use this little baking tray purely for my clay work. I don't use it for food or anything. And this little knife I have here, a knackered old knife, kitchen knife, that is for only clay work as well. Yeah, I keep it in with my sculpting tools. I've got a box here, all sorts of different tools I use. So let's get cracking. Let's get making our first ball. Okay. We want to make it into a sausage and flatten it as well. This is assuming you don't know how to get started with making one. I mean, I'm sure you can improvise with other things you've got in the home, but this is if you haven't, like me, then you can get making your own. So make sure it meets round one side. You want it open at the bottom, because that's where your threads, your braids, and you know, your collection of things is going to go. So you want to smooth it round, so it's nicely rounded. And now cut another lump off, roll it into a ball. Skewer the pointy end through the middle of it, push right up into there and down. Best if you want to make it the shape like I've made mine. Just looking for my tool. I won't be low. There it is. This is called a 3-in-1 tool, and it's a sculpting tool, and it's ideal for getting into cracks. But you could use the end of a teaspoon, like the handle end, or a knitting needle. You don't have to have this tool. It's surprising how many household items you can use for sculpting. I've used all sorts over the years. I still do on occasion. Right, so I've pushed all that together. I'm going to smooth all that down. Right, that's about all I'm going to do with that, I think, because I'm going to be putting lace and string beads on it anyway. So to just tidy up this underneath, I'm just going to claw that away so it doesn't interfere with what we put up the middle of it. I might even marble it afterwards with some acrylic paint. I'll see how it goes. So that's my rough shape. Looks like a little Lego person, doesn't it? So I'll get modelling this one, and I'll see you in a bit. Okay, I've got my tassel finials ready. You can see they're very plain and quite boring, and you'll notice as well that I've put these grooves in. Now those grooves are for when after we've inserted the lace, the trims up the centre, when I do the finishing touches, I thought I may want to string some, what do you call it? Like to dress it up a bit more, like around the edge. But I'll show when I come to that. It all makes sense then. I'm not making much sense now, so I can take those out now, and they're all ready for baking. Right, I'm back. I've dug out the foil that was up the centre of the finials I made, and here's all the foil. It took me a little while, but I got there in the end. So there's all the foil, and I've cleared out, as I said, I've cleared out the centres. Pardon me. And I should just keep doing this. Different lengths. Put a bit more of that in as well. And else? It that way. It's sparkle. Getting all knotted up now. So the idea is it goes up there. I don't care how raggedy they are. I think the more shabby they look, the better. want to do, I'll go for the word Paris. I don't know what that says, but yes, that's what I'm going to go for. Stained it, but it's too late. I'm going to cut a lump of this off now. So there's that. So my next move is to add a bead. Don't know if it's big enough hole, but we'll see. What I'm going to do is thread all some of this up with a strong button thread and sew along the straighter edge of this lace, and I'll probably do about 4 or 5 of the points, and then gather it up and then tie it around this grooved edge. That's why I done that grooved edge, you see, because that's going to be gathered up. That's going to be gathered up and like that, so you don't see the ugly edge of the